what's up, everybody? We back. You know what I'm saying?
Friday.
We got a good one for y'all today.
Yeah.
As always, like I said, we're gonna like still give y'all information on what happened, other just like how we always do, But we're gonna kind of update the information today. We're gonna up it a little bit because
This is like
today is yo. You know how we
this is
tell like
like two
Crystal?
shows in one.
Yeah, you know how we was talking about how every week we keep finding stuff. We found something today.
This one right here, it took both of us.
Yes.
And to the viewers, everybody that's watching, you guys gonna be shocked because it shocked us. And I was shocked at a message that I received today.
Mm,
I
yeah.
responded back.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's crazy.
We're gonna get to it. Like I said, like it's crazy. But here we go. Anyway, Crystal, you know how I go. You can start us off with what we're gonna do.
Yeah, so I think we was talking about this last night.
Yeah.
Like, don't you find it odd that during the trial in 2009, none of us testified that Laura Cowan or her children was ever kidnapped, held hostage, starved, or beaten by Musa? Like, none of us never testified
Yeah, that's true.
in court to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to thinking about that. I was like, none of us never testified to that. But we was asked. The problem is that Julie Baldwin kept throwing the judge and everybody off, and I think she was doing it on purpose to try to throw the jury off as well, to try to keep us from not answering those questions.
Yep.
Plus, the other thing is there was never, you know how they have a bulletin up in court and they showing different exhibits. They had exhibits of every last one of us in court, and they was pinpointing what happened. They had every house we lived in pinpointing what happened. But I never saw a picture of not one of Laura's kids brutally beaten. Never saw. Never saw any pictures.
And y'all never testified in court that she was in the
Never.
garage. Y'all
Never.
never testified that she was raped, and she never said it herself.
Nope.
And she
That's
never
why
said
it was that. I'm telling you, a lot of stuff that we've heard is coming like as a shock, because it's like, why we didn't hear this? And then what I want to know from Rick Zirko and Julie Baldwin is, when you guys was on, the Discovery Channel on the 2 documentaries they did, when she was saying all of this stuff, why didn't they back her story up? When she was saying she was kidnapped, she was starved, he beat her up, stabbed her in the foot. Why didn't those 2 individuals, you guys was law officials, and you knew about the case, why didn't you back her up and tell these documentaries that you was on that this stuff happened? I didn't even see that in the documentary.
Like No One Can Hear You Scream. It's the episode on what HBO Max, whatever. No One Can Hear You Scream. That documentary, episode 6, Sojourner to Hell. They were up there, and they always kept saying the children, to make it think that was Laura's children just by saying that, but they never backed her up, like you said.
What they was doing, they was talking about the likeliness of all of us, and they was boxing it in there like the case was about Laura and her children. That's what they was doing. But my thing is, again, is why didn't those 2 people back her story up and say, yes, she was kidnapped. Yes, she was raped. Yes, she was starved. Yes, she was malnutrition. Yes, she lost the sunlight to her skin. Yes, she was chained up in chains for 7 months. All of this stuff that she's coming up with now, nobody said anything. And this is after the fact of the trial that these documentaries was done. One was done in 2020 and one was done in 2022. Yeah. And I observed when we watch, how we talk about looking at the videos, listening. If you got to rewind it and listen and watch. I sat and watched, and I'm just thinking to myself, why aren't these 2 officials saying anything about her? On a Dr. Phil show, Rick Zirko, why did you just sit there when she said all that stuff that she was sitting up there saying? Why didn't you back her up?
Yeah,
Huh? Makes
and
you
the thing,
wonder, huh?
why he say he went into the home when he didn't?
That's another thing.
Yeah,
Why did you lie and say that you was up at our home when our father was getting arrested? You was never up there at the house because they thought we was stupid and that they could do whatever they wanted and they could get away with it. A lot of behind the scenes stuff that we finding out about.
yeah, and we've been saying this up here. We've been saying they think that the family was stupid. We
Yeah.
all went through this abuse. He was doing this. We were scared to speak, and we're gonna do this to this family, and that's what they did.
Look, all I gotta say is right now, as long as me and you speaking and we carrying this thing out, we're gonna
Yeah,
keep rocking and rolling with this thing.
yeah,
And we ain't gonna stop. Even if it's just us two, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going. Keep doing
yep.
our researches, whatever we have to do to keep our voices alive for
Hmm.
ourselves and for our family. Not just our family, but extended family that's watching so that they can know that their brother is incarcerated for things that he did to his children and he was wrong. We don't cover up for him. We're not hiding the fact that he did these things wrong. But the
Nope.
stuff that Laura is saying that he did to her, she's not telling the truth about it. She's not. She's not. You got to think in your mind sometimes with your own common sense. And everybody got good common sense. The thing is, when somebody start talking about hanging mechanisms and
Hmm.
talking about choppers
Yeah,
flying and army tanks,
yeah. She did say that.
the armed forces came. The armed forces came,
I know,
bust down the
right?
gate. The armed forces came, bust down the gates,
Yep.
came in with army tanks. Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy. It's
And
foolishness, man.
choppers flying all over. I'm like, what type of stuff is this?
Crazy.
Like he had that type of manpower. The man went and answered the door with her. Bottom line, like we
Exactly.
said before, he answered
Yo,
the door with her. She freely walked out the door,
and
and
check
it
this out.
states in the police report verbatim, step by step.
Yep. And
It
check this
states,
out. He walked outside without his kufi.
yeah.
You know that's something like dad is.
Look, verbatim in the police report, it states what happened.
Yeah.
How they entered the property, came, knocked at the door. Yeah, she came out. Oh, she opened up the door, came out. It was no breathing behind her neck. It was
Smoke no
no
gun.
gun held
Nope.
to the back of her neck. Lies, all lies, all lies, and we're gonna debunk
That
them
whole
every
movie
time.
was a lie. They talking about based off a true story. That wasn't based off a nah.
That was something that was made up, made up, and used off of
Stole
all of us.
Yep, stole from our life, flipped the script as it was her and her kids, and all that stuff happened when actually y'all were in the garage. Y'all were in the trunk of the car.
Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
the ones looking gray and on the verge of death, being starved.
Like I said in court, there was no pictures. And the thing is, I gave her the benefit of the doubt on the Dr. Phil show. I asked her, and she said one thing to me: he made my mouth crooked. That's what she said. I asked her, could we see pictures? No, I don't have no pictures. I don't have this, I don't have that. That's it.
And also, y'all didn't even testify in court that dad abused Laura's kids. Not
No,
one of y'all.
no, but when his attorney started questioning us and asking us these questions, and some of us began to answer, that's when Julie Baldwin cut Mr. Morales off because they didn't want it to get out because they was trying to convict him of what she did because they didn't want her, they wanted him. And from what we was told backstage at the Dr. Phil show by one of his producers, from them looking at the case, they said it looked like she got immunity from what they saw. And so I'm like, if you're sitting in court and you see stuff verbatim, and I sat in court and I'm just like, I never saw one abuse picture of her children. They didn't even have a doctor there to testify for her. They had a doctor there, Dr. Claire Sheridan, that testified on all of your siblings that was in that home behalf and what their findings was and what we all went through. And they had all pictures, all billboards and pictures of us sitting up there. So I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know how you make this stuff up and you go out there to the media and they take it and they just take it, your story at face value. I'm shocked to even learn that just by getting on the phone, making a phone call, things that you find out that she said behind the scenes about you.
I'm telling you, we found out a
It's
lot just by calling.
crazy.
It's
It's crazy. It is
it's over the top.
crazy.
And when I mean it's over the top, it's over the top crazy.
Yeah. But then you got her in court and she's testifying like she's a spokesperson for all of us.
Yeah.
Like she's a spokesperson for all of us. She's in court testifying on all, telling everything. Everything.
She ain't still up in court say nothing about what Musa. She claiming Musa did to her kids because it's not there. It's not founded.
No. I'm just like, it's crazy. Like
Now,
I said,
I had put up a clip earlier. I don't have I have another clip, but I know that there was a clip I put up. If y'all go to my shorts, where I put up where she tried to feed y'all in the home, and you were like, because I know I've been putting them up, and
I
you've
saw
been
that clip.
up, and you were saying that never happened. You're like, that's disgusting, because she act like she fed
That
everybody in the home.
scene, that scene that you put up of that clip, that was a disgrace. It was disgraceful.
Yeah.
It was disgraceful. None of us, number one, looked like that in the movie, but you can tell which child is which. You can tell which child is which, but none of us look like that in that movie.
And we
never ate anything at any table because we wasn't allowed to sit at a table. Never. And she never caught one of the girls, which I think it was Tiffany, because that's what it looked like.
Yeah,
was sitting in the kitchen in the scene.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that right now. Here we go. That's why leading up to that. Here we go. I'm gonna play it right now.
Are you okay? You're so cold. Here. Are you hungry? Okay. Let me find you something, okay?
Something wrong?
Jeans?
No. Well, children tend to lack self-control. It's up to us to make sure they stay in line. You understand that, right?
No, not really.
Well, you will.
Did she ever help y'all out like that?
Never. When I say never, I mean never. And you know what never mean.
I know.
If everybody look at the definition, I mean never. Never did she look out for any of us like that. And then got Musa popping up like he a genie. Every time something happened in the house, it's in the dark and he popping on lights and stuff.
She was the one doing that.
And then taking off the sweater. Nah, this is just like a what she doing or whoever wrote that skit, but I believe she did it because that's the type of person she is. But for her to take off a sweater and lend a helping hand to us, that wasn't even her. Never. Never. Take off her sweater and then try to get in the refrigerator knowing that the refrigerator is locked. I'm like, that's weird. That's weird to even have a movie like that knowing that you're in the house with a refrigerator locked and you got kids yourself. and you stay? No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm. And I know you was telling me the refrigerator actually the way it was like a double
It
door.
was
It
it
was
was
like
separate. The refrigerator was a double door, and it had two doors
mhm,
gripped around the front of it, and
mhm,
then the chain was wrapped around it, and it had one lock on it. The cabinets on this side did not have any locks on it because that was all of her stuff. But it was a pantry cabinet, double wide pantry
mhm.
that was closed and had a lock wrapped around it. That was it. It was no lock coming from this refrigerator door to the cabinet.
Mm.
That's another exaggeration. So I'm just like, just that. Like I said, all this stuff that's going on, stuff is being portrayed a certain way to try to make her look like this nice person. She wasn't a nice person at all. She wasn't nice at all. And when we went on Dr. Phil's show, she wasn't nice. When she came off, she wasn't nice, and she hasn't been nice till today, just by the consistent lies that she continued to talk about and post and share our lives and stuff with the media without none of our consent. None of that. None of that. It just wasn't in her. It wasn't in her. And I'm just like, the whole movie is just, it's sickening, and it's a mess. It's a mess. And none of us deserved all the stuff that happened to us that we got. You just got people running all over you.
Yeah.
Running all over you. And then when somebody snap, then people want to say you got a problem. When people get to snapping, people want to start saying, oh, you got a problem.
See, I told you something wrong with them. Nah, you've been talking about somebody for over 20 some years.
And then you look at these dumb networks, and I call them dumb because because they know, and they're really experienced, journalists and stuff. And I'm saying you're supposed to do some really good journalistic research when you're dealing with a case like that. And my thing is that why haven't none of these stations that's broadcasted stuff, why haven't you done, I keep saying it, a FBI investigation concerning her stating that she was kidnapped?
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
haven't you done that? And if you do it, why don't you put that in the media to show proof? You know why you ain't gonna be able to do it? Because it don't exist. Why aren't you doing any research on the sexual assault that she's talking about? It should be out there in the media. It should be present with proof. You shouldn't just be able to let it roll off your tongue. You just say stuff like that, and people supposed to just believe it at face value, because it was shocking to all of us when we heard it that she said that. Why haven't none of these news stations asked Laura, did she have any involvement in the home with the abuse? Why don't y'all ask her the real questions? Why don't you ask Laura, did she ask permission to use the Bodie family siblings' likeliness of their stories and use pictures and some of our names? Why don't you ask her that? And ask her who made her the spokesperson of our family.
Yeah, exactly. She has no pictures of abuse that dad did anything to her whatsoever, or of her kids. Only thing she has is that blue picture of her son, which she did that herself. And
She did it. And it ain't even her evidence.
It's in here. I read it.
It sure is. And it ain't even her evidence. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's
and I know
not.
we talked about it before. It don't even belong to her. It belonged to his attorney, David Morales. That's who it belonged to. And that's what she got, because it was 3 pictures. She couldn't get the other 2, but for some reason, she got that one. And that's what she did. That's what she did.
Now, how did she get it? We know how.
It's mysterious.
Right.
Well, I mean, we know how. I mean,
know.
she
Yeah.
said on Murder Unscripted that Julie Baldwin gave her all information.
Yeah.
So it's not a belief of mine. It's not nothing that I'm making up, but it strictly came from Laura out of her mouth. If everybody want to watch Murder Unsubscribed, she said it up there. She
Yeah.
said it. And then have the media sought out any investigations to find out if she had stitches in her foot.
Mm.
You know, because she said she was stabbed in her foot repeatedly. Okay, where's the stitches? I know one thing. I can show you where my stitches was at because they still exist.
Scars are still
So,
there.
a
Yep.
lot of us, we can show you the scars and where
Still there
our
to this day.
stitches and bruises still exist. And she should be able to too. You know why you ain't gonna find it? Because it's a lie. She made it up.
And this like Laura, I mean Laura's like this. It's like it's not a one side. It's a her side's the false side because she took information and like I said, she mirrored stuff from what happened to everyone, and she's using that on herself, and she's feeding that to the media, in all these different articles and everything, and interviews that she's been doing over the
Yeah.
years.
And then the media, are you aware that it's a bunch of reports of child abuse out there on Laura? And one of those reports we have.
Oh, yeah,
Are
that's
you
right.
aware of that? So I dare her to lie and say that there's not when we have a report ourselves.
Like we always say, and you say this happened to children. We talking about for decades. What they got from Laura. She was only in the house. She tried to say 4 years, but really maybe what 2.5 years, if that. But all of that information, all that stuff she's giving everybody, she had like that happened within that little time. This,
Yeah.
like I said, we went through this for decades. This is not.
Yeah.
I mean, from the time I was born, as far as I know, me and Key, it started
Oh,
with
yeah.
me, and
Yeah.
then it trickled down
'Cause
to
it's in the
everybody else.
report. It's in the
Yeah.
report because when he was trying to get out of it and stuff like that, and he said he had never done that, what was alleged that he had did before the trial even started, you know, they had to come there and investigate
Yeah.
and pull reports and subpoena you and
Yep.
then try to get you here, but it didn't work.
Yep.
It didn't work. And then you got to look at this too for Kevin Conwell, who gave her an award. He mentioned that Laura was kidnapped by a polygamous family. First of all, we was not a polygamous family. Dad had never been involved in any type of polygamy or anything. So we wasn't a polygamous family. It was a whole cult because the way that they was even practicing so-called polygamy, they say it was wrong. It was wrong. And none of us, we was involved in polygamy at all. None of us was because we was children.
Mm.
And then you say she was kidnapped by a polygamous family. We was kids. How could we kidnap her? What we do? Go out doing trick or treat? Halloween? I'm just saying.
I
What
know,
did we
right?
do? So I just believe that people need to listen to both sides and get true clarity on what happened. That's what I think
Yeah.
needs to take place.
That's why I tell everybody, go listen to her. I'm not again. Go listen to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then listen to her for her information beside ours, and really listen to what we're saying. Because if you notice, we go in depth and we go into everything. She can't do that. It's like she's
Nope.
telling somebody else's story when she's talking. You can tell.
Like he said, going to depth, and that's what we're doing. And she hasn't done that.
Mm-hmm.
She just listing stuff. And for Tracy Potts, I just wanted to mention this. I did because she said in her own comment that she posted, she said that they got all footage from the courts. I went to the courthouse a week ago. Matter of fact, Tuesday. And I found out that that's a lie. That you did not get court records from the courts, and the court records did not release any records to you because we all are victims of violent crimes. and there was things in there concerning minor children, and there was things in there concerning people that was sexually assaulted, and they did not release anything to you. Now, I spoke to a clerk, and what Tracy Potts was reading was it was something that they got offline or something somebody typed up, because the way she was reading it, court clerks, what the clerk explained to me, that the court reporters don't type like that. How she was reading, they don't type like that at all. And Tracy Potts was reading like a newsletter. That's what she was doing, and that's not how court transcripts are read at all.
Okay, let me. Being that you're talking about that, I'm gonna play the clip that I have.
You're strong, and your story gonna save a lot of other women. The court documents say, whenever a child was hungry, whenever a child would steal food because he was hungry, Musa would be he or she and force them to eat the stolen food until he or she vomited. Then they were forced to eat their own vomit and feces. Musa kept empty food containers in the front portion of the kitchen cabinets, so it appeared that there was sufficient food. So
that's like a news article that she's reading.
Yeah.
It's somebody typed, but that is not the court transcripts, because I've seen them, and that's not how it reads.
No, not at all.
So she's not telling the truth about that at all. But nice try, though.
Yeah.
Because if you thought that you was gonna feed us some baloney like that, and then think that, hey, they stupid, so they're gonna believe me, no, because this is about us speaking ourselves, and also us doing our own research, which is what we're doing and what we're going to continue to do.
And I researched Tracy Potts, and I've seen her talking. She always talking about Black excellence and how Black people need to work together and do this. But you destroying a Black family by listening to somebody that's lying, and then you didn't have those court documents. That's why I'm like, whatever.
Now, the other thing is, I don't know if you're gonna play the clip to this one.
What's that?
If you want to mention that the message I got today.
Oh yeah. Talk. Okay, talk about that.
So I got a message from Laura's son, Muhammad Shabazz. He goes by the name Kali Mun on Facebook. I made a comment off of Girl in the Garage topic that they had on Facebook. And so the comment I made was that there was 4 abusers in the home and all adults was responsible. And so he messaged me back, and I don't even know why this dude messaged me back, because I mean, I've been really clear about I don't want to have nothing to do with them, and I ain't got nothing to say to not her or her kids. But he gonna go message me back and say, Crystal Bodie Hampton, you are totally and completely, absolutely wrong. Now, how are you gonna tell me, a 5-year-old that was in the house, that I am totally and completely wrong? How you gonna tell me that with a long history? I mean, he don't even know our parents, but with a long history of things that all of us endured as small children up until we was young teenagers. How are you gonna tell me that I'm completely wrong?
Yeah.
How you gonna tell me that? And how are you gonna tell me, a victim in this case, and all of our siblings, that we can't speak? But it's okay when you speak, and you be lying.
He sounds just like his mom.
Yeah.
He sounds just like his mom.
The thing is that's the honest truth. Her son lies. He be lying. He be lying big time, because from my recollection, and it's online and you can't take it back, and we have copies of the video, he told Anderson Cooper 360 on his show that he didn't remember or know anything, that he was supporting his mom because his mom cares about people and she's compassionate. about helping people. Now, fast forward to 2025, he's online telling people that they can't speak and that
Yeah.
they're absolutely wrong.
Yeah. Let me
That's
play.
what he's doing.
Let me play this clip because we're gonna get. I'm gonna
Yeah.
play this clip I found.
I like died 3 times during that shit. It's fucking crazy.
From being beaten or
Yeah. And also like eating these pills and stuff, and having a ruptured ulcer and like throwing up blood and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. Because I was like chained to a garage, like butt naked for a year, almost a year.
when you sent me that picture of you as a little boy, and that I literally cried because knowing you and
I was
like,
a Ethiopian kid.
oh my, I just it hurts me. It hurts my heart because
That's ridiculous. He at the beginning of
First
the
of
video,
all,
he said he almost died. That's what he
first
said.
of all, when he said he almost died, now let's go back to
He said
about
3
what?
times, I think, right?
Yeah, 3 times he almost died. Let's go back to like Sharon and Marlon interview that they did about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And Sharon and Marlon was in that garage, and he was out there as well because his mother put him out there because he had a neurological problem when we first met him. And she kept him in buckets. Marcus have a video as well where he was interviewed, and he said that she kept him in a bucket. So this wasn't anything that our parents had him in a bucket. This was something that she had him in a bucket because she came in our home putting him in buckets. And before we even met her, our brother was a witness to her doing that. Okay. So in that garage, she went and came out there in front of our 2 siblings, and she told her son to take these pills, and he took them. And they saw her give him the pills. And so when he took the pills, he immediately started throwing up, foaming at the mouth, according to Sharon and Marlon, and he passed out. Guess what? Our father covered for Laura. And you know what he did? He took him to the hospital. Okay? Guess what? Laura didn't get in trouble, but she gave her son pills. So that's one of the times I know he almost died. The other 2 times, I don't know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know if his mother told him this stuff, like she's told Taz a whole bunch of stuff, and Taz was only 8 months old. She's told Miriam a whole bunch of stuff, and Miriam was only 3 years old. And from my research that I've done, me, you, and some of our other siblings, we've been told that nothing happened to those kids, and those kids are picking up from everything that's coming out their mouth what their mother told them to say. And when he talks about that he was locked up in chains for a whole year, that is a lie. He's making that up.
And he was naked. He was naked too. He was naked.
It's like, I mean, you looking at a 3-year-old being chained up in chains. Do you know the stuff that they talk about? All 3 of them is very detrimental. If you go down the list and talk about all the stuff that Laura talked about, you talk about stuff Taz mentioned, and now we're talking about him, stuff that he said. That stuff that he's saying, this stuff could literally kill somebody. A 3-year-old being chained up for a whole year. A whole year. You know that's ridiculous. And you know that's a complete lie. Never have I seen it in the court transcripts or in the police report. He didn't even live in the home. He had been gone for 8 months. They did not remove him from the home. He was not even there when police arrived to the home.
And once again, I'm gonna say this again: if he was gone for 8 months, that means that she had a way out, and it was nothing going wrong because she had him living with other relatives or family friend, whoever.
like I said, the stuff that he comes up with. And then he mentioned something about, because I looked at more of the clip. I don't know if you're gonna show anymore, but
I'm gonna play this other half right
Mhm.
here, right quick.
Of the movie, anything you want to say before we end?
No, that movie's cool. If you watched it, watch it. But
Yeah.
yeah, just know there's more to it. But I'm just happy that I don't know, there's opportunity in what's happening in my life right now. It's a good thing that this movie came out. There's a reason why this shit won't go away. And I think it's soon it's gonna be my turn to do what my mom does. And my mom was a superhero, so shout out to her. So,
Uh-huh. Big time. Yeah, you're meant to be a leader. You are a leader. And, your mom can do as much as she can, but I feel like this is your calling to step into this light. I feel that for you. Whatever that light looks like, whatever that
yeah,
calling
whatever
looks like.
it looks.
Yeah. And, even you putting yourself out there for other people who are survivors that endured horrifying circumstances, like you being you and just you being as authentic as you are,
Yeah.
that's gonna stand in so many people's eyes of like, oh my gosh, like look at this guy. Like he's still moving, he's still being able to operate in life, like he's not stunned completely.
Right.
And you're a fighter. You're a fighter. And that is something that I feel in my heart will show people like you can still have your life
Mhm.
even with these circumstances that might be extremely, extremely tough and traumatic.
Right.
And you speaking up, whether that's with your music, whether that's with your writing, joining an initiative, I just feel like that will come to you. And I'm really excited to see,
His mom is a zero. She ain't no damn hero at all. She's a zero. That's what she is.
Oh, it's gonna be his time next to take over for his mom. Take over what?
To be honest with you, and we try to be honest up here, who is gonna follow somebody that's sitting up there talking about their wannabe rapper and they degrade women? I mean, if you looked at his Instagram and his TikTok page, I seen it, and it's highly disrespectful of what he got on his TikTok and his Instagram page. That's why I don't follow them and I keep them blocked from my page, you know. So how are
And
you going to become this great advocate where you get people to follow you, but you're degrading women? You're calling women out of their names. You partying 24/7, and then you act like you out of it. Even sitting there in the interview, he acts like he's out of it,
the
like he's
whole
not even
interview,
there.
he's like faded, he in and out,
Yeah,
and
in and
he's
out. So who's
talking
gonna
about him.
follow? I don't understand what group of people will follow somebody like that. Go take a look at his Instagram pages, everybody, his TikTok page, his Facebook pages, and how he speaks to people. He's rude.
And
He's
out of
disrespectful.
that whole video, it's about 57 minutes and 48 seconds. Out of that whole video, he only speaks about what happened to him in total and with his mom and stuff, probably like in like 3 minutes. Out of the whole 57 minutes, he only speaks like about 3 minutes about it. And the rest of the video is about him being spaced out and he talking about supernatural stuff. He going in all like this. I'm like, dude, get it together. And if you notice, every time he talks about the girl in the garage, what happened to him, he go back, hold his head down, then he start fidgeting, going like this, fidgeting and stuff.
But the
That's
other
all, that's
part
all he
that
do.
the other part that really tripped me out is that he said that he was glad for the opportunity of the movie to come out, and it was one of the best things that happened to him. What happened to you? You've never been really detailed about exactly what happened to you. All I've heard is the same thing that your mother has said out of her mouth of what happened to her, and you're following in the footsteps of what she's saying. And then to go and a movie is made and you sit up there and you talk ungrateful, talking about it was a nice movie, but that wasn't all of it.
And it keeps saying it's not
How
gonna go.
ungrateful is that?
And he keeps saying it's not gonna go anywhere as far as like the story and stuff. It's not going anywhere, and it
Because
keeps
his
coming.
mother
Yeah, because your mother keeps running
keep
her mouth.
using all of us.
That's why it's not going
You
nowhere.
ain't gonna go nowhere because she keeps using all of us. That's what it is. It's not gonna go away. I mean, if you're gonna be an advocate, but don't be an advocate and make your advocacy all about you. Make it about the people and the people that you're helping. Yeah, you're gonna mention yourself and some trials and tribulations that you went through. But why are you sitting up there making your advocacy about all of us and false stuff that you made up that's fabricated and sensationalized about you? I have not seen the victims that Tracy Pott talks about that, oh, she's helped out. I haven't seen them. All I've seen is all of us being used. That's what I've seen.
And being told don't speak. We got this here
To
in
be
Cleveland.
quiet. Yeah,
Yeah,
to
be
be
quiet.
quiet. He done told us to be quiet. His
Yep.
mother told us be quiet on the Dr. Phil show, and Tracy Poston said it. Why are you telling us to be quiet? That's what I don't get. Why are you telling us to be quiet?
And then the fake crying that she does and everything up there, and then the sniffling and all that.
The
Come on.
crying don't faze me at all. I don't care. And I'm going to blatantly say it. But I'm telling the truth. I don't care. Because I know it's fake. I know it's made up, and I know it's fake. I don't care. The only thing I care about is my blood, sweat, and tears, and all of my siblings' blood, sweat, and tears, and what my mother and everybody in our family had to endure. That's what I care about. When you lying and you perpetrating and you being a fraud, I don't care. Because this is serious. This is real life, and people go through real things in life. And I'm just like, you've made up a lot of stuff. I mean, tons of stuff. Like I said, when we was talking last week, I can sit down and get a piece of paper, notebook paper, and a pen, and I can write 100 different things that she lied about and back it up with the evidence. That's what I can do right now. And people would be really shocked. Really shocked. They really would. But I'm just saying, for him to just sit up there and tell a big old lie like that blatantly, first, you don't remember anything, and then all of a sudden you was forced.
Forced to remember?
He was forced to remember? Well, put it this way. If you was forced to remember everything you went through that you're claiming that happened to you in that home, then you should force yourself to remember when your mother cracked you in the head with a shovel in front of all of us.
Exactly.
In that blue shirt you had on. Because that picture that your buddy was talking about on that podcast, that picture is something that your mother did to you. You know?
And I looked at the whole video, like I said, and he talks about how he was always a crash out. That's his friend. He'd been knowing since, I guess, since high school, whatever, how long they've been knowing each other. He told her, yeah, when y'all met me, I was always a crash out. And y'all mentioned that he came into the home and he was doing wild stuff at a young age. And Laura kept chastising him and stuff and abusing him because he just was whatever was going on with him.
Well, Marcus spoke about it in his interview, and then I think we spoke about it 3 weeks ago on our last few shows we had. I mean, when he came into the house, you could tell that it was something off about him. He was a young kid, and I ain't mad at him, but I'm just telling the truth on when I was a child, what I saw is that he came in the house ready to knock all of us out. I mean, he put his hands, he would hit our mother, he would hit me and all your sisters, he would try to fight our brothers, he would bite, he would spit, he would cuss. He was doing all of that stuff when he came in the house. He didn't want to eat what we ate. He wanted McDonald's or TV dinners. He would slam doors. When he get mad, his favorite thing to do was to urinate on himself. And it ticked his mother off. She would go off on him. She would smack him in the back of the head. She would call him piss pod. She would kick him. It was a lot of stuff. So when you say that, you know, people went through things and he said that won't the half of it, tell the rest of it. Because I know that he remembers her abusing him. There's no way he can say, I'm not going to talk about the other two girls, but I'm going to say there's no way, because he's the oldest, that he can say that his mother was a perfect mother and she never abused him. He can't say that because he would tell us. Yeah, he would tell us when he was in the room with her, and he would come out of the room and join us in the prayer ranks, things that she was doing to him. My mom cussed at me. My mom slapped me in the back of the head. My mom made me stand in the bucket. My mom told me to shut up. My mom said I'm stupid. My mom said I'm a doofus. My mom called me a piss pot. And then what's funny, he was sitting up there in an interview. The stuff that he was talking about, that was very crucial. It was cruel, horrible, the things he was talking about out of his mouth. He sat up there smiling. What's funny? What's funny about it? Like, what's funny about how old are you? Almost 40? And you sitting up there smiling about some stuff like that?
It don't make me smile when I talk about it. I don't snicker and laugh when I talk about what happened to
And
me.
then saying that the stuff ain't gonna never go away and it's gonna be a long-term thing with him, that it affected him. Dude, you was 5 years old when you left the house, okay? And nothing happened to you but what your mother did to you, little dude. And then on top of that, your sisters was 3 and 8 months old. Didn't nothing happen to them. Your mother premeditated everything in the house, okay?
Exactly,
In front
everything.
of all of our faces, because she thought that we was idiots. Our father was not trying to get caught. He was a very smart, manipulative person. Didn't you hear what she said? He was very kind. He was charming. And she liked him for that. He was religious. He was some other things too. He was manipulative. And he covered his tracks everywhere. He was not expecting to get caught at all. He wasn't expecting any of that. And what she did, she went in turn and she used all of us and she flipped everything that happened to us and she put it on them. Like we non-existent. Like I said before, it's just my story and this is what happened to me. But then you managed to use all of us, you know? I'm gonna use them for this subject and I'm gonna use that subject. And you know what the crazy part is? Remember about, I think maybe 2 months ago, but then like maybe 3-4 weeks ago, we was just talking about some of the bizarre stuff that she talks about, right?
Yeah.
Hanging mechanisms, all these choppers on the property and all this stuff and helicopters and guns being pointed at her. But then today I talked to WEWS Cleveland News and I talked to David in the newsroom. And the reason why I called him, because for the sake of me and all my siblings, I felt like this. You got a woman who's sitting on a news station, a local news station like that, and she's sitting talking about all of our brothers was thrown in a big old hole and they was buried up to their necks. And then there was a jar of honey that our father had, and he poured the honey on top of them, and ants came and got them. And then one of the boys told, it was over some rice. One of the boys told who ate the rice. Now, again, this is something that happened probably 8-9 years before we met her. And she heard the story from a family friend because the family friend was present when it happened. And it didn't happen the way she said it happened. We all know because we've had interviews with Marcus and Michael and Nikosi and what's up? I got so many brothers. I'm trying to think the other brother. And with Chikosi.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't get it. How do you make yourself present somewhere and you wasn't you was unheard of and none of us didn't know you? How do you lie and take a story and turn it into your story? And so when I was talking to David, the first thing David said to me, he said, why do you want us to recant a story that happened to somebody that was abused by their parents? And me and Hannah, we was like, what? And he said to us, well, I mean, her parents abused her and starved her and locked her up in the garage. I, I mean, we was just shocked. And Hannah was like, what the heck is you talking about, man? I know all about the case. I was there. I read it. I seen it. I know the people. He said, Laura told us that those was her parents. That our parents was her parents. That our parents was her parents. And they starved her. This is what I was saying. I've seen so much bizarre stuff and I heard so much bizarre stuff. Remember, we all talked about you never know what's going on behind the scenes. And when I heard that today, it was a shock, but I believe it's more to come.
It was so funny about this is that you called it. You said this to me.
Yeah.
You've been saying this for a while. She's gonna eventually say like she that our parents are her parents. You said I never
We her sister and we're her sister and brothers.
and brothers. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
And this was way before y'all called that radio station. I mean that the news station today.
Yeah.
And when you was telling me this, I said that's exactly what you were saying that she's probably doing.
And I'm just like,
because
why
it's
would you
bizarre and it's out there, and she's that type of person that try to group herself within this family, like she's been doing, like it happened to her. It's crazy.
I just don't like it because it looks really bad. And I already know that we got to prep ourselves for more stuff to come. And I know that a lot of stuff is going to shock all of us, but I'm just prepping myself now. Don't be too shocked about it. But I don't know how you explain yourself being a public figure and you're using false narratives. I mean, because she has a known, established hate for all of us, and all of us know it because it happened in the home. And then the hate is carrying on. She's still doing it. I mean, how do you carry a one-sided, false perspective, and you repeat the same narrative over and over again, and then you have narratives that you change all the time. Nothing is like consistent.
Nothing whatsoever.
It changes. And it's just like, I mean, if you just looked at the different articles, you would be shocked at interviews and things that she's done and things that she's lied about. And like I said, there's really no content or no evidence. I haven't seen no content. I haven't seen no evidence. I'm aware of some of the pictures that she's taken. Like, for example, I'm aware of the picture she took that's sitting in the courtroom. Those are court boxes. If you zoom in the picture, you'll see that those are court boxes with the court case number on it, and you can see the chains. I'm aware that those was in the house. I'm aware of the blue picture. I'm aware that you premeditated and you put locks on the garage door to make it look like that you was locked in the garage, and you took pictures of it. Because one of the locks, if you look close in, zoom in, one of the locks is not even closed. And I forgot to tell you that. It's open. It's just sitting there. It's like she sat it there and she took pictures. And so I'm just like, there's things that I'm aware of. And there's things that I'm aware of that people could have possibly gave you because you said it on podcast. The thing is, I'm looking for the hardcore evidence. All of us are, that you're talking about, and you've been talking about it for years. But the thing is, none of us ain't never seen it. None of us have never seen it.
The same thing, like she's saying that they were dying in there. Like she told Tamara Hall on the first. We was dying in there. You
Yeah.
know, we were turning gray and all whatever. But Dr. Claire Sheridan, she testified that Moose's children were dying. She
It
didn't
was
say
it
nothing
was
about Laura's children.
let me tell you about that court date. I want to cut you up, but let me tell you
Oh
about the
yeah,
court
yeah.
date. It was me and Hannah went to court because I wanted to be there for that. I sat in that courtroom. This day with Claire Sheridan went on for 2 days. I was there both days. The
Mhm.
first day I was there and they swore her in, I sat at the back and I took notes. And me and Hannah sat there and they asked her, because they put pictures up of each of us, and they asked her what condition all of us was in. Never did not one picture come up there of her children. Never. I didn't see a picture of mom. I ain't see a picture of dad. I ain't see a picture of Adrian. I ain't see a picture of Laura. I saw pictures of me and my 13 siblings up there on that bulletin. That's what I saw. And why I said 13 siblings? Because Richard, you was talked about in the courtroom in that case. Because it started off with you, where she testified that there was a trail of him doing this stuff because he had an older son back east that he did this to.
Mm.
Then it started from all the younger children that was taken, 8 children that was taken out of the home. And it talked about how badly their growth was stunted. It talked about how it had affected the brain. It talked about how it affected the kidneys, the heart, and certain organs. This is what she talked about in the body. And that they was dying. That was mentioned. She said that's what he was doing to all of his children. He was killing his kids slow by depriving them of food, by depriving them of sunlight. But it was never, never mentioned in court that he did any of those things to Adrian's kids or Laura's kids. Matter of fact, when it came up about Laura's son, it was stopped because that's when the judge stepped in and he said, wait, because when they went to Sharon's weight, after they
Mhm.
talked about all the other kids' weight, when they got down to Sharon, how old Sharon was, and Sharon was what, 4 feet something and weighed 56 pounds, 18 years old. That's when he came into question her son, and they started talking about her son, and the judge was like, wait, and he stopped. And when he stopped, that's when I really tuned in. The judge said, how much did her son weigh? And she said 60 pounds. She said, how tall was he? And she gave the height. He said, how old is he? She said 5. He said, I'm going to drop that charge. That's what the judge said. He said, we're going to drop that charge. He said, and then they tried to argue with it, that they wanted the charge to stick. And the judge was like, no, I want to drop that charge because he said he was talking about his own child.
Mhm.
And then they pulled out the child percentile chart and they started talking about that. So if you got kids, I've experienced this with my own daughter, taking your child to the pediatrician, and the pediatrician, they measure the weight of your child, they measure the height of your child, and then they tell you as the parent what percentile your child is in. So he was past the child percentile. He was bigger than the 18-year-old. So where she came up with to tell Tamron Hall and to tell other networks that he was malnutrition and that he was losing his color and that he was starved and beaten really bad, where are the pictures at? Because the last I checked, you got pictures of all of our siblings up on your page using them. And you're using them to monetize off of everybody because you can't find no pictures of your son to put out there. That's what you're doing.
Mhm.
So I'm just like I'm heavily confused. I mean, me and Hannah, we faithfully sat in that courtroom for 2 days, and I heard so much stuff. Some stuff I didn't even know the terminology to. I had to bring a dictionary into court because I didn't even know what psychosomatic dwarfism was. Remember I told you about that?
Yeah, you just mentioned that to
I
me.
was I was like, what? I was sitting beside Hannah, and Hannah, he knew what it was, but I was like, what is psychosomatic dwarfism? And he's explained it to me that it's when a child is deprived of everything. And so they can't grow, they can't function because the body is trying to grow, but it can't. And then sometimes when it came to Marlon and Sharon, I know we was talking about this. When Marlon was on a couple months back, he was talking about that he was hungry and that he wanted to eat,
Mhm.
but when it was time for him to eat, he couldn't eat.
Mm.
So I was just like, wow.
It just pisses me off that she took those stories and she applied it
Yeah.
to her kids, and she ran out there and made money off everybody. And she's out there lying. She they created this movie for her off of lies, and nobody did no research whatsoever.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this too about our sister. It was no question about our sister at all. She wasn't even brought up. It was no not even an inkling that he had done anything. So why they carrying this story, this girl in the garage story? They got 3 children, but they got them of not even of the size that they was 8 months, 5 and 3.5. They got them like being almost like teenage age. And it's just like, why are you telling a lie and carrying a story, like that 3 children was locked up in a garage when that won't true. That wasn't even a garage. And we keep saying that.
And we got the pictures. I even put them up here. It was a room,
Yeah.
and he didn't even lock her in the room. And she was saying he. I said this last week. She said that he came and unlocked her with the nails and pulled the nails out of the door. I mean, come on. We know who that was. He
Yeah.
had y'all locked in the room with them nails and stuff. And I want to say the statutes of limitation has not ran out on this case either.
No, it hasn't.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It's crazy. Like I said, the whole dynamic of all this stuff that you even gotta go back over this stuff, and then he making a comment talking about it's not gonna go away. Oh, it's gonna go away because nothing lasts forever. So
Yeah,
it's gonna go away eventually. It
because
will.
we're gonna put it to a rest.
We will, because that's our plan to put it to rest. That is our plan to put to rest. But like I said, sitting in that courtroom, I'm just like, I don't know where this stuff comes from because, I'm just like, I sat there and I'm just like, I was even horrified over a lot of stuff that they said about us and all. I said, because you don't realize, medically, that stuff about yourself when you sitting there, you know, actually watching a doctor on a stand and they talking about the growth and development of a child. It's like it makes you wonder, like, what the heck was you doing? You know?
I like what you said earlier. You said, "Wow, why was you in a home and you saw locks on a refrigerator and cabinets and you still stayed?"
Yeah. Somebody made a comment about that on your page at the bottom. They
Yeah,
asked if she saw that coming into the house, why would you stay? And then somebody else made a comment, which I thought was very interesting. Like, for example, you can marry somebody and you might have 2 kids. This person might got 3. And you blend families. And I
yeah,
believe in blended families. You blend families
mhm,
together. If you accept one, you accept them all, right?
exactly. Yeah,
But when she came into our house, none of us was accepted by her. None of us was
mhm.
accepted. And she didn't go to great lengths to try to feed and help none of us. She didn't even try to have a conversation with none of us at all. It was nothing but meanness. I'm gonna tell your dad on you, name calling, a lot of stuff. So I'm just like, she didn't even try to do none of that stuff. It was just like, I want you out of the picture. I want you guys out of the picture. And I just wanted to be our family. That's it.
It's just crazy to me how they took a child abuse case and
Yeah.
turned it into a domestic violence, like, against women, and they flipped it like that. This had nothing to do this was about children being abused,
Yeah. Not adults.
and they flipped it. I'll say Laura, well, the media too, because 'cause they're part of it.
Well, the media, they're part of it because the thing is, like I said, even for myself, and we're all like this. We talked about this. Don't when somebody tell you something.
Mhm.
I mean, even your best friend in a
Yeah.
joking way,
Mhm.
somebody can tell you something. You be like, "Oh no, that's not true." But
Yeah.
then sometimes you want to go research it yourself
Mhm.
and find out. And I'm just like, these media outlets, they're not stupid. You can go and call the district attorney. It's easy. That's what I would do if I was in their position. Okay, I'm gonna go call and see was she really kidnapped. I'm
Yep.
gonna go call and see if this is in the records that she was sexually assaulted. I'm gonna go call and see if she was malnutrition, losing the color of herself, if she was starving.
Locked in the garage, kidnapped, all that stuff.
Like our brother said, she was able to eat while our father starved us.
Oh, let me play that clip. Hold on.
She swears she was tortured.
In that garage, I was held captive.
But the children who survived that house of horrors,
she was able to eat while my father starved us,
claim she's lying.
She was not held captive.
No.
She was not abused.
No.
For the first time.
Nope. Nope. Let me ask you a question. You watched the Dr. Phil show, right?
Yeah.
I watched it too. When we was up there,
Mhm.
there was a bulletin board,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
What did he show on that bulletin board?
Everything that happened to y'all, or all
Did
of
he
us.
show any proof, Dr. Phil, and you talking
Mhm.
about Dr. Phil, that it was a report of Laura Cowan kidnapped?
Nope.
Did he show any pictures of her being abused and locked
Nope.
away in the
Nope.
garage?
Nope.
He didn't show any of that. He
Nope.
showed
None of
nothing
that.
but proof and pictures of all of us. That's what he showed. That's what she showed.
And all those bulletins of what happened to everybody was all of us. And at the
Yeah.
end, she had to try to throw her son in it. Tomorrow, I saw some of that, and it happened to my son as well. Okay, Dr. Phil didn't put it up there, so it didn't happen to him.
It's not documented. And if it did happen to him, it would have been up there. That didn't happen to him. And then when you call yourself an advocate, Hannah was telling me the other day, she's a self-proclaimed advocate.
Mhm.
You know, because I know advocates. We have a couple ourselves, and they've really been in the courts and they've been around people that's actually been abused, and they have to sit through court sometimes all day, taking notes and supporting victims of these crimes. And she dubbed herself an advocate. Like she said, Dad dubbed himself the name Musa. She dubbed herself an advocate.
Yeah.
That's what she did. And like I said, whatever she got going on in her life today, I don't care. That's none of my business. Her life and what she got going on and what she tricking people into and what she doing, it's none of my business. What I care about is when you make my family and me your business, I will speak. I will say something. You're wrong when you make us your business to keep talking about us. That ain't right and it ain't fair. It's not right. It's not fair at all. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. And I'm shocked her son even made a comment to me. I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing from you. Nothing. The way you degrade women and you talk about women and stuff, and you're supposed to be this self-proclaimed advocate son. I'm like, no.
It's gonna eventually take over.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see how many followers he have.
And she told the news stations that were her kids, or at least the pictures she showed Marlon and
She
Keisha.
told. That's another thing. Told the news stations that we her kids. On top of it, that's why stuff is so twisted and it's everywhere. I mean, I seen stuff in Spanish. I seen stuff about us in different countries, in different languages. I'm like, matter of fact, I saw one in one, I forget the state, and they had a really deep accent. I was like, what the heck is they talking about? Really deep, like country accent. I'm like, what in the world is they talking about? Like,
You just can't make this stuff up, man. Like we've been telling everybody, we've been researching. Crystal been calling. You know, I've been on the phone with some of them calls, and I heard some crazy stuff.
I mean, they try to wing their way out of it. What they say is, "Oh, we didn't use your name. You don't have to use nobody's name. We all know who you're talking about. We know the whole scenario. We know when it happened, how it happened. We have the bruises to show the proof. We know how it felt, and it opens up new wounds when they do stuff like that. Wounds that you're trying to heal from. That's what it does. And for some reason, the news media, they nasty because they're not taking this stuff serious at all. For me, when I speak to them, I'm just like, put yourself in that individual's shoes. How would you feel if it was done to you? That's my thing. I'm like, okay, well, put yourself in our shoes. That's what I asked the guy today. I said, well, what if I went and just blatantly, because this is what he's saying. He's saying that people just come down there and get them stories. I'm like, since when? Have you ever known somebody to go to the media and make up a big old story without no facts? And you just go there and, oh, I believe you. This is what the people in the newsrooms are saying. Well, she told us this. She told us that. And we just believed that. We didn't think that she was lying.
This is what's going on, y'all. We not lying. This is what's being said to us.
Yeah. So
they did no research whatsoever. They just went off whatever she had in her hand.
I mean,
she said to them.
You got people thinking that you got a 70-year-old woman is the daughter of a woman that's 71 and a man that's 72. Now, how is that possible? Look at Richard.
That's what she doing. That's what she doing.
Just said, this stuff is beyond me. I'm like, this stuff is ridiculous. I sat there and me and Hannah was looking at Judge. I said, how the heck do you come up with something like that? Then all of us is her kids. The guy said, Miss, I'm telling you what she said. She said that those was her parents and that they locked her up in the garage. I'm like,
When you told me this, I was just through. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was through. I'm just preparing. I don't know what's going to be next. I don't know what's going to be next.
Never know. Some of us might be her cousins next. Some of us might be her first cousin. I mean, I might be her twin sister.
But see, she said no. See, they're gonna play like she see now. I'm telling you.
Yep, I might be her twin sister. Keisha might be her stepmom. Nikosi and Chikosi might be her nieces and nephews. Joanna, all them nieces and nephews. You never know what's next. You know. Either way, I'm prepared for it, and I won't try to make myself too shocked about it.
I don't know. We got a lot of information. I don't even know where we want to go at, right? Because I don't even know what to say. Because we didn't like.
I mean, I'm just like, it's simple to dissect the lies, that we was talking about. Like, remember what I was telling you? I said I could come up with a list of 25 lies.
You did
that
say that
she
you
told.
could come up with a
So
whole bunch
you
of
just
stuff.
go down the list. Like Laura Cowan told WKYC News room guide that we all was her children. Okay. It's easy to find out that we're not her children, okay? By DNA test. Okay? It's easy to do that, okay? And then Laura Cowan told Charles White our mom helped kidnap her. It's easy to call the DA and ask them, did that happen? Was our mom charged that? Laura Cowan told Charles White that she was kidnapped. It's easy to call the FBI and ask them if
Exactly.
that
That's
happened.
easy.
Our mother was not charged with any type of kidnap. None of that. Laura told Terry Crumpton that she went into a relationship with a married man with her eyes wide open and that she knew what he was doing on the Tamara Hall show. Laura said she was kidnapped by Musa and her 3 children. Okay, let's go and investigate it. Let's find out if it was Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, Valentine's Day, if it was light outside, if it was dark. What was he wearing? What did he use to kidnap you and your children with? Let's find that out. On the Dr. Phil show, she was asked, did she see any of us? Has she seen any of us or spoken to any of us since April 6, 1999? She said no. But then she went back and she went on Murder Unscripted, Murder Unsubscribed, and she said that she had contact with all of us. She alleged a whole bunch of stuff that was lies that can easily be investigated. When she stated that we had been visiting our father, okay, all you gotta do is call the prison and ask them.
Find out.
They got cameras, they got investigators there, they got law enforcement there, they got paperwork you got to fill out and sign,
Phone
and all
call.
of
You
that.
can track
It's
that
easy
too.
to call and find out about stuff like that. And then she says,
Tracy
she
Potts.
sent us money. She said she sent all this money. That's very easy to find out if she did that. Look at all her bank transactions. Where did the money come from? And I believe that she's monetized off of us so much that she said that because she's trying to avoid being sued. That's what she's doing. By saying, I sent them some of the money.
You think we stupid, whatever.
Yep. I sent them some of the money. That's the thing. Then she told Tracy Potts Musa had held a gun to her head while the officers was visibly present. So she couldn't get out the front door. Okay.
Whatever.
He's a black man. We live in California. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what officer are gonna let somebody point a gun visibly at somebody and they stand there? So this was all this stuff is coming from. She making this stuff up. The movie got it like, oh, she was held hostage. Soon as they opened up the garage, they didn't open up no garage. That never happened. Soon as they opened up the garage, they tell him put the gun down. He jumped down on the floor. He put it down, jump on the floor. That never happened. That's made up. Then Laura told Tracy Potts that there was choppers and army tanks on the property. That's easy to find out. Okay? That's easy to figure out. Laura lied and told Ed. I'm on number 7. Look at this.
Yep.
Laura lied and told Ed on Murder Unscripted that our older brother, first son born in our family, that Musa knocked his pinky finger off with this army boot. Okay. She wasn't there. She don't know what happened.
Nope.
And to be honest with you, none of us don't even know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is another one of her lies. Laura lied, number 8. Laura lied and said she lived in our home for 4 years. All lies. She moved out of our home for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
We never, she never moved in with us because we didn't have a place for her to move in. We moved out of our 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment because our father was suing the place that we lived in because they had gas leaks. And so we had to move out. And that complex had to pay for us to pay and put us in 2 rooms. And we lived there for a year. And we lived in a hotel. And then said she couldn't leave. And that's a lie. She left anytime she wanted. And then check this out, number 9.
This is really disgusting what she
This
said.
one right here is graphic.
It
but,
is.
you know, Laura said she was present when Musa made all of his children. Now, she said all of his children.
That's what she said. All of his
Poop.
children.
And shoved the poop in all his children's mouth. Now, I'm going to just tell you this. He did a lot of things, but never did he do something like that. You know. And I'm not up under that brainwashing stuff like we was when we was children. We're far beyond that. And I'm saying that's just a complete lie. He didn't do that. He did a lot of things. And like I said, you know, he's being punished for what he did. That's why he's been incarcerated for so long. So, you know, I don't get it why she lied and made up an incident like that, but that most definitely never happened. Laura told Dr. Phil she didn't have a refrigerator. Guess what?
Yeah.
You know what we got?
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Got the police report. She did have a refrigerator. It's in the police report that the social worker, when she came in the home, said she did have a refrigerator.
Yep, it's in there. I read it.
Yep. Laura lied and said she never knew Musa and that he was sent to her from a mosque. This is a lie. She already knew Musa for many, many years. The both of them was having an affair on both their spouses. So everybody knows that that's a lie right there. Laura told Tamron Hall she was married to Musa, but went on a YouTube chat and told our sister Lakeisha she was never married to Musa. And guess what? The headlines on the Tamron Hall show, it says that she was married to Musa and what he did to her, and then said this is where she at on the following show, November 7th, her ex-husband. There's no divorce that ever took place in courts here in California, and there was never any marriage certificate. He was never married to her. He's still married to our mother till today.
Yep. Yeah, this other one is crazy right here. Which number 13?
Yeah.
The Lord told the media. The Lord told the media Musa had a hanging mechanism he built to hang her upside down. This is another lie. No such thing existed. That's the
First
one
of all,
I find.
I'm trying to figure out in my head, how do you even build a hanging mechanism? That's what I'm trying to figure
her
out.
size, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like, huh? How do you build a hanging mechanism? It takes a lot of manpower to build a hanging mechanism for somebody that size. I'm just telling you. But how do you build a hanging mechanism? That's number one. How do you do that?
I find that to be crazy. I'm like, come on, get out of here. That's crazy.
Then she said that Dad will punish us all by making us go in the basement. What basement?
Exactly.
One basement. The only basement I know about is the basement we had back in 1989 when we moved to Bakersfield, California.
You told me about
Other than that, we never had a basement. So that's another lie that she's using from other testimonies of some of us. Because like I said, when we testified and they was asking about some of the forms of the punishment, we were saying if we got an F on the test or if we got a bad grade, if we didn't walk home in time enough, If we was late coming home, he'd be like, "Put your backpacks down, go in the basement." And then Laura told Anderson Cooper that the recording she recorded of the abuse was of Musa beating her son. Now she's changed her story and said those was recordings of Musa beating his children that she recorded. And
She
like you said,
came up here. She heard
watch.
it. Yeah, that's what she's doing.
Yep.
She's watching.
But like you said, is that why is every time something happening to us, she's right there?
Yeah, she right. Yeah, I mean, standing right there. And I'm gonna say this.
What
I
the?
don't. I'm so. I'm. You know me. How you do stuff like that? How you go somewhere? I'm gonna record the disgusting thing. How you record someone being sexually assaulted? You standing right there and don't do anything,
Yeah.
and you recording it, but then you go back and be with the person that was doing it.
Yeah. What type of person? What type of person was you?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting. It's ridiculous.
Now look, Laura told Tamron Hall she was held captive in the garage for 6 months, but told Tamron Hall on November 7th that it was over 7 months. So the first time she said it was 6 months, but then she went back, and I paid a close attention to that one because I compared both of them from the clips I got. I was like, she said 6 months right there in 2020, February 2nd. Then she went back November 7th, 2015. I mean 2025 this year, and she said it was over 7 months. See, when you're a habitual liar, you start to forget your own lies that you tell. Laura was never home. She stayed running with Musa in the streets and said in the beginning everything was great, but Musa snapped on her because she was bucking by trying to beat Musa up. She told Charles White this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
So how are you fearful? I know I was fearful of him, and I know all of us was, because if we wasn't, we would have tried to fight him back. But how was you fearful of him? But then you tell Charles White that you was bucking and trying to beat him up. That's not fearful of nobody. That's not being fearful, because if you fearful of somebody, you wouldn't try them at all. So I'm just like, no. And then Tess lied and said all of us locked her mother up in the garage on TikTok, which is another lie.
Half dead kids gonna lock you up. Okay.
Like I said, the list could go on. I'm down to number 19 now.
This list is long. Y'all just don't know.
It's long, and I'm saying we can keep on, huh?
Yeah. You can keep on going.
We can keep on dissecting. I mean, it's like, okay, so Laura lied and said she took a letter out her underwear. Well, camera footage is going to show that was a lie.
Yeah.
Yep. And also the individual that was present that took her to the post office.
Yeah, we had them up here. Yeah, we had them. We already,
Yeah, that was a lie. She didn't do that. Laura hit her son in the head with the shovel and is using the abuse she did to her son. She used the picture where he's sitting in a blue shirt. This picture came from Musa's attorney.
Yep.
So she's blaming that on Musa, that he did it. But guess what? There's a police report that she did that. And we got the report.
Yep.
Laura told several media outlets, including Lifetime, that she was a battered woman for many years. There are no reports or pictures of her being battered.
And that's
There's not one report, police report.
That's it. Like I said last week, the cast information. I was looking up for the show, and it said under there she was. It said many years, and I'm like, what?
But you said it was 6 months.
Yeah,
Then over 7 months.
yeah.
Now you saying many years. But guess what? There's not one police report
Nope,
that she
not
was
one.
battered, and there's no pictures.
No, not
Not
one.
one. Laura told Facebook Live users that she had never abused us and was never mentioned in court on any abuse. That's a lie. Again, there is a police report, and there's several police reports, not just the one that we got out there, because our father was filing a bunch of reports on her.
And then y'all, like I said, y'all mentioned in court they stopped you.
There was 4 people in court that testified against her, and it was also a social worker, Tom Balanca. It's in that police report where he states that when he came to the house, he said that Laura and Dad wasn't present, and he said he called Laura on her cell phone, and she said that her and Dad was out right now, that he would have to wait until they get home. So he said he waited, and they pulled into the driveway in the car together. That's what he said. Let's see where we at now and on our list.
23, I believe.
Number 23. Laura said Musa locked her and all 3 of her children away for 6 months, yet she told Tracy Potts Musa treated her daughters as good as gold. And this was on October 15, 2025 at Tri-City Eastern College in Cleveland, Ohio. So hopefully they ain't hiding the video, because what Tracy Potts did, and I screenshot it, she tried to hide the video after she made a comment, because we saw the video online and saw that Laura was still behind the scenes talking about all of us. And when I made a comment on it, she stated that Laura didn't say that. And I told her, I said, no, we saw the whole 47-minute video and we have the video. And she asked somebody by the name of, I forget her name. I don't know if it's, but it was, the last name was Myers. She asked, can I get the video? She wanted the video. And then Larry Garner had the full video up on his channel. He took it down.
Yeah.
He took it down. And then Laura said that our mother took her child when Laura gave our mother her child. She gave our mother her children every day because her and our father ran around all the time. And she also said in that police report on the 3rd page that she was never at home. You know, in the police report, she said her and Dad was always out together, that she was never at home, and that Mom was the caretaker of her kids when she left.
And I want to add on that before you finish that. Dad had custody over Tash because Laura,
because see, in the state of California, if the viewers are looking, if you're not married and you're just like boyfriend and girlfriend, or even if you're just like fiancés to each other, if you're not married, anybody can take the child and leave, and it's not considered a crime. But if you're married and the primary person is the mother or the father, and you just take the child, then you can get in trouble. And Laura and our father, they wasn't married at all. They was what you call, I say she was his mistress because they was cheating, or you know, she was his side piece or 2-piece. I mean, what do you call that?
Side chick.
Side chick, and or girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so there was this thing where her husband was consistently calling the house all the time. So when her son sits up and he talks about he was locked up in chains for a whole year. First of all, our mother and us children, her children, all of us had to endure threats from his father, want to harm all of us and harm our mother because Dad was running around in a relationship with his wife. So, and we endured that for some years.
And there's some letters, but
And there's a bunch of letters of things that he wrote. So when he talking about enduring abuse, I mean, first of all, he did not want his son raised by dad. And it was made clear on calls they had, as well as in letters. And so, and vice versa, both of them did tit for tat.
Yeah.
So when Taz was born, she gave custody to dad, and that was filed in court. And so when they was up at the house, April 6, 99, where they removed her out of the house and her daughter, she was trying to take Taz with her. And that's why Marilyn Crawford, the social worker, said, no, you got to give her back. That's a family court thing. That was out of their jurisdiction. And she got Taz back 2 months later. So, you know, that's that. And she don't tell that part. She don't tell that part at all.
Mm.
And now we down to 25. I tried to make it to 50, but let's make
it's a lot. Trust me, it's more, y'all. It's just this story is just
it's a lot.
I can't even y'all just don't know. That's why we try to break it down, and we seem like we going over the same information, but we're adding to it if you pay attention.
Yep. Like I said, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. You know, it's a lot when you can take somebody's story and you can twist it up and say that, oh, well, this happened to me. So, but I was real taken back at that video her son did today.
Yeah, that was
done 9 months ago. But just looking at it, I was like, wow.
You shot that to me like, yo, check this out. Look, I've been telling you this is stuff out there. I kept saying we're gonna run across something.
I mean, you know how I felt when I'm gonna just tell you this. This is how I felt when he sent me. I was at work and I took a break, but I looked at that message, and you know how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
I felt when he said that we shouldn't be speaking and that that I'm absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong means that I'm wrong. All of us, we wrong about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that his mom is this angel, that she's perfect. That's how I felt. And I felt like he was being controlling and he was being disrespectful, because all of us have seen Taz post stuff. We seen him post stuff, and we seen his sister post stuff. His other sister post stuff. And we've never told them to be quiet. You know, all we have told them is that this stuff didn't happen to you and that you should dig deeper, do more research, just giving them good advice. We have never threatened their lives and called them names. None of us have done that. It's been nothing but positivity, everything. And I'm married, okay? And when I told Hannah about that, that made him really upset because he knew a lot of the stuff all of us went through. And so he sent them a message that you can't tell victims of this magnitude that they're absolutely wrong and that they can't speak. You can't do that. And he told them that he hoped that down the line in all three of his siblings' lives, because he would be praying for them, that they did some research on their mother and go and ask questions. Dig deep and ask questions. Because I can tell you this, she's truly brainwashed them.
Yes, she has. Yeah.
She has. She's done a number on all three of them. All three of them. She's done a number, because anytime you can sit up there without no documentation and you say that you was chained up in a garage in locks for a whole year and you're a 3-year-old child, that stuff, like I said, is detrimental. You can't chain up no 3-year-old. I'm just telling you, you can't. It's stuff that cross your mind, and once it cross your mind, it's like it's not clicking. Something's not clicking right. That somebody would chain a 3-year-old up for a whole year.
Naked.
You got that stuff out of the report. She got things out of your reports, things that happen to you and things that happen to other siblings being tied up
And
naked.
mixed it all in.
Yeah.
But then
For him to come up,
prolong like how long it happened.
and it bothers you because you know the stuff that they saying out their mouth happened to you. And it's like, why are you lying like that? Why are you telling a big lie like that? And then you carrying the lie out in hopes that people gonna feel sorry for you and buy it, and they just gonna go in their pocket and give you their whole livelihood. That's what I don't get about that. And none of us is sitting around monetizing. Ain't made a penny off of them because it ain't no money to make off of them. Nope. But none of us is doing that at all. And like I said, all of us, we're older now, and we've been through a lot in life, and we've moved past a lot of things in life. This stuff was brought up heavily back up in our family after this lady went and made a movie. And then the movie that the individual is saying, what's his name? Avery White?
Yeah, Avery White Williams, somebody that
Avery Williams. They're saying that he wrote the movie. The crazy part is that we know the person
who said they
actually wrote the movie, and she stole the script from the person. I'm not gonna mention his name, but we know him. We've had conversations with him. And I'm saying it's just like somebody, I want this, I want that, I want this from them, I want that from them. Pulling and tugging here. Everybody wants something. And that's just a part of the media. And so I kind of understand how celebrities feel, some celebrities to a certain extent, when they are in Hollywood working real hard, making movies, and you want your privacy, because that's all of us ask for is our privacy and stuff. Nobody was going to any media. We was told not to talk to the media.
Yeah, from the beginning.
This is what they told us because it was a highly profiled case. Don't talk to the media. But guess what? She out there talking to the media. And I feel like it was a setup during the time that they didn't want us to say anything to the media, but she was doing it. And we didn't even have a gag order or anything. We didn't even have to listen to them. But she was out there doing it, and I'm just like, this is just weird.
Like I said, they knew what y'all been through. They knew what was going on. They manipulated y'all, and that's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
That's what they did. And they was wrong for it. Now everybody's running and covering stuff up. That's what's going on right now.
Lately, what's been going on when I call these Cleveland entities, it's like they throwing her under the bus. People are telling on her. Oh, I didn't know. But you're responsible too.
Yeah.
You're responsible because you knew. You knew before you took the story and you bit into it. You knew that you were supposed to do your research first.
Like we always say, if Dr. Phil did his research, you mean Tamron Hall
He did.
Tamron Hall can't do it, but he did.
Like serious concern about the ethical.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Like I said, how would they feel if somebody did it to them?
Well, y'all, there it is right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying we've been up here for a minute. We've been going, but
Yeah, rolling.
it's been a very interesting day when you called me. You was telling me about this and the videos and the conversations you had with people. I'm just like, yo, we have to talk about that tonight.
Yeah.
We
Like I
already had
said,
something set up.
the
We
most
said,
biggest part
mhm,
this week that I'm really shocked at is that I actually found out, and I believe the person.
mhm.
I actually found out because that's how she is, because of what she been running in the media. I actually found out that she said that our parents is her parents. And I'm just like, that's crazy.
I'm telling y'all, you can't make this stuff up. We not lying. That's true. That's what she said. It's true. I'm telling you, y'all just don't know the stuff. I mean,
Crazy. It's just crazy when you tell somebody some stuff like that. Like I
Laura
said,
Alex, she's just Alex. She's so much younger than our parents. I mean, y'all basically the same. All y'all right around that age group, same age. Look at
they
you.
not even 5 years. They not even 3 years apart. None of them.
Exactly.
They not even 5 years.
Exactly.
Maybe a year apart with our mom and
Mm.
2 years with our father.
Yep.
That's it. So why she portraying herself to be some 27-year-old woman in the movie? I'm just like, just throwing everybody off. And then too, another thing I wanted to mention too with Tracy Potts is that how dare you sit up there and sit in front of a bunch of young students that's in college getting educated and getting their start in life, and you sit up there with a person that's proclaiming to be this big old domestically abused person, and you teaching to the audience of young students, don't get into relationships that's going to stagnate you, or don't get into relationships where you're going to be abused or somebody going to take advantage of you. But then you go and you make a comment to us that we need to be quiet, that you got this here in Cleveland, and you're sitting up there talking about us, talking about all the abuse that we went through. But then you're going to go tell us, because we make a comment about you not using us and talking about our likeliness, advocating for ourselves. You tell us to be quiet. You got this in Cleveland. Got what in Cleveland? What you got in Cleveland? Something you done stole from another family? And you think people just going to sit and not say anything? You think we all just going to sit? And you know what that is? That's the biggest hypocrite. I mean, I just don't get it. How you going to teach your audience, but then you're going to sit there and go back behind the audience back, and you're going to sit there and try to emotionally and psychologically abuse us,
Yep.
by telling us to be quiet and not to say anything.
And go do your homework.
Yeah. Our homework is done. We have homework every day. We don't get no breaks. Me and you, we don't get no breaks at all.
Nope.
We got families, and we gotta this is what we want to do. And I'm very compassionate about doing this. And this is what I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna keep running it, because this is very important to me, that the truth is out there and all of us is able to speak, and something is done about it. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing.
And like I said, we've been on it this almost a year now. Just
Yeah.
about. We've been on it.
Yeah.
We've seen so
Things
many
just
doors
get
open
better.
and things changing, and just trust me, it's we're gonna keep bringing you more updates. We don't want to tell everything, but there's
No.
some stuff cooking out. I'm telling you.
It's just like this right here, what we're doing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the stuff that we talked about, it was unexpected, because it just popped up,
Mm-hmm.
And it was just unexpected. Like you said before, every time we figure out, okay, well, this is what we're gonna do, and we plan to do this. At the last minute, here we go. something else pop up.
Then we added in, mixed in a little in with the other information we have. But you have to follow the show to start
Yeah.
seeing that. Yeah.
And I feel it. I feel it
Mhm.
like it's nothing but the grace of God that's
It's nothing
getting
but
us through this
God. Mm-hmm.
and showing us
Mm-hmm.
the unseen of what we haven't seen.
Yep.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah. Because there's no way, I'm telling y'all, there's no way the information keep popping up like this and stuff
It's like
coming out. It's ridiculous.
it's like stuff. It's
Mm.
like it's like s- like it's unstoppable. You can't stop
Mhm.
it. It just
Yeah. It's
it's
like it's
just coming
rolling
at
out. It's like you turn around. It's a lot of stuff we haven't said. I'm just holding it,
yeah.
but when it gets to that point where we're gonna just start releasing other information, saying what's really, y'all gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna keep rolling. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you be shocked.
Yeah. I mean, I know y'all shocked already because of how the story is, how we've been uncovering stuff for the last what couple, like almost what, how many months we've been doing this? About 11 now, or 10,
11.
11 months now, and we've been rolling stuff out like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
So like I said. So what we got coming up?
What we going? What we doing next week? What we gonna talk about next
Doing
week?
the same thing we doing this week.
Yeah,
Yep. More homework,
got so many
more
topics.
discovery, more
Yeah,
research.
we got so many topics. Like I'm telling y'all, once we get off here, me and Chris are gonna sit back and talk for another probably 30 something minutes. I like,
Yep.
and then tomorrow we're gonna like, yo, let's do this. Let's do that. Come Sunday, then
It's
Monday.
like
Monday and Tuesday gonna start the rolling out again of for Friday. So it's a
we
nonstop.
be we be ready. It's not last minute stuff. We be ready to
It's,
go.
we be ready and
We just be ready to go.
coming up with something saying, look, I'm gonna use this, say this. Okay, let's do this. Okay, boom.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
still just, everybody still try to, support us, subscribe. We need more subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to this channel, comment, ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Be kind though.
Yeah,
And we got a toy drive coming up tomorrow, Saturday,
that's right.
from 5 to 8:30. And so you can visit us on the Bodie Family Foundation page on Facebook, inbox us for locations. So kids get toys for Christmas and t-shirts. You can always order t-shirts right here, the
Mm-hmm.
Richard's YouTube channel. Also, if you want to donate, you can donate Cash App
Yeah,
here
yeah, my
for the
Cash App.
channel.
The
Yep.
little ticker that's going across there, Cash
Mm-hmm.
App me and
Yep.
support this channel. And yep.
And continue to look out for us in 2026, God willing,
Mm-hmm.
going on, a year-long tour,
Yeah.
speaking tour,
Yes, got
and
got a lot of
also,
things coming up next year. We really, me and Crystal, we really getting a lot of
mhm,
stuff together. So
yep. And it was something else I was gonna mention before we close out. One more thing I was gonna mention. Oh, go to TikTok and watch the channel.
yeah, TikTok,
Yep.
Spotify.
Yep, and Spotify.
I got videos up there too. Been kind of lagging, but I'm upload some more.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So just keep following, subscribing, and supporting us, and we appreciate everything.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody out there that's been watching us, making the comments, and just a lot of stuff, and even supporting us on other channels, letting people know
Yeah.
what the real story is. I really do appreciate that. We both do, all of us, yeah,
Oh yeah.
because it helps out. Yeah, just to get the truth out there. Yep. So
That's correct.
once again, everyone, have a blessed day, blessed night, blessed week, all that good stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
back and join us next
Enjoy
Friday.
the holidays.
Yes,
Almost
holidays
Christmas.
coming up. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, yep. All right, everyone. We will be back next week. Have a good one.
Good night.